Hey guys, welcome back to the Armory today. Well, today I'm going to go over something I get questioned about a lot, and that's ammo. Now, the one thing I say, I don't like surplus ammo. Now, I know back in the day, surplus ammo used to be very cheap. Very, very cheap. And it used to be very easy to shoot. Anymore, surplus ammo can run as much as $1 a round, which is absolutely astronomical. I know there's still some places you can get a spam can of 440 rounds for the 7.62 by 54R for about $250, but those do seem to be getting harder to find, and they're starting to pop up at $400 for one spam can, and I think that's kind of ridiculous. They are corrosive. I don't like the corrosive aspect of it. They're generally not the best ammunition. So, I'm constantly asked, I've got a few friends who shoot 7.62 by 54R, and I'm constantly asked about ammunition. And here is kind of what you're going to see, available on the open market right now. There's not a lot of choices. Ammo availability is kind of scarce. So I'm going to go through kind of what we got lined out here. A couple of these, the Winchester and the Hanson, I believe are discontinued. I don't believe either Winchester or Hanson makes ammunition, but it does pop up for sale pretty regularly. So let's get into what we've got here. So probably the most I see is the S&B, Celier and Billow. This is made in the Czech Republic. This is really good ammunition. I've never had a problem with S&B ammunition. It's always very, very nice ammunition. It shoots really, really well, and generally I'm very, very happy with it. But I'm going to divide this into two categories. The two categories are basically going to be, are you shooting a scoped rifle or are you shooting open sights? And what I see from shooting is the Winchester and the S&B is really, really good ammunition, but it's not very precision ammunition. This is good for if you've got open sights. This is good for if you're ringing steel. If you're just out for a day planking on the range, it's really good. I've tested the S&B and the match, and they're very, very similar. Really not a lot of difference between these two. They're very, very good ammunition. Through my scoped Remington, I get about 3 MOA out of the S&B, and likewise with the Winchester, which the Winchester was also made in the Czech Republic. As you can see, made in the Czech Republic. It is possible it's made by S&B. So, I like this ammunition. I think it's really, really good ammunition. But for the way I shoot, it's not quite the results I like to see. Now, PPU, I think, is really, for what is available out there, the PPU, I think, is the best. I can get somewhere in the 2 to 2.5 MOA with the PPU rifle line. The match seems to be a little bit more consistent. There is a noticeable difference, not much, but there is a noticeable difference with the match ammunition over the standard rifle line, but both of them get really, really good performance, and I really prefer shooting either of these if I don't have hand loads. The Hanson, I believe, was made by PPU. It was made in Yugoslavia. And I'm guessing because it's made in Yugoslavia, that would be prior to the Balkan breakaway war in Yugoslavia. So this is probably older ammunition. I've heard it's pretty decent, pretty online with the PPU. This is actually, I've not fired this, but it looks like it's going to be about the same performance-wise as the PPU. My favorite out of everything, every time I go to the gun show, I keep an eye out, and that's Norma. Norma, pretty much anything from their soft points to their full metal jackets, I get the best performance with the Normas. The Normas were very, very good ammunition. I don't believe they make the 7.62 by 54R Russian anymore. But I always keep a lookout. There's plenty of it out there. It's not hard to find, and it is by far probably the most accurate shooting ammunition you can buy over the shelf. But the other option is hand loading. And where hand loading comes in is the best accuracy possible. Now, here is just one of my targets, and this was 300 yards out of my 1917 Remington, the scoped rifle. And this is coming in pretty much right at 1 MOA at 300 yards with hand loads. So let's talk about a couple of the things that are available for the hand loads, or was available for the hand loads, and you should really keep your eye out if you are hand loading. So first things first, if you're hand loading, bore the rifle, slug the bore, because it is, most of the Nagants are kind of all over the place. A lot of them, pretty much every one of them that I slug is 312 or bigger. The finish rifles can be 310, 311, 312. And I know a lot of people consistently slug them up to 314, 315. So you really need to know what you're starting with to get the best results. So my Remington slugs at 312. And what we've got here is Hornady. It is 174 grain boat tail hollow point. And it is a 312. Now, these were discontinued. I don't know if they're ever going to come back. I have a stockpile of these because I think these are probably the best bullet. I can put up some details on this on the screen. So with a ballistic coefficient of 470, these actually fly pretty darn good. Good heavy bullet. Real easy to shoot bullet. And this is where I get 1 MOA out of the rifle. And I think I can probably get under 1 MOA. Still tweaking my load development. So I guess that's a thing that never ends. But these are 312s and 174 boat tails. And these pop up on Gunbroker from time to time. I would highly recommend, if you're reloading, snatch these up, because I have had nothing but the best luck with these Hornady matches. You can also do Sierra Match Kings. Sierra Match Kings, they make in 311. I have run those, and get darn near the exact same performance. There is a little bit more for the Hornady, but it is super, super close. So the 311 is there. Now, another thing that I have found is Lehigh Defense. They make this, and this is a 180 grain. It's a solid copper, and I have preliminary loads ready to test for these. 180 grain boat tail, real nice bullet. I really like the way these look. I'm really hoping that these perform just as good as they look. So I bought a whole bunch of these to see how these do. Now these are 311, so I'm not expecting greatness out of my Remington, but I am rebarreling a Siamese Mauser in 311 for the Russian 54R. So this is the bullet that I want to develop a load with for my new Siamese 54R. So there is that. When it comes to brass, I save all my brass religiously for loading. All the brass is really good. I've used PPU for years reloading, and I have split a grand total of 1 case after probably 6 reloadings on the batch that I have right now. PPU seems to be quite fantastic when it comes to their brass quality. I save all of my brass. The Norma, I think, is the best brass out there, and this is very, very good quality, highest quality stuff you can find. So this is just kind of an overview of some of the characteristics that I see. Like I said, S&B, fantastic. Fantastic for range shooting, just having a good day at the range. Plinking, iron sight rifles with the Winchester, great stuff. If you're going over to a scope, I'd say at least a bare minimum the PPU rifle line, if not the PPU match, when you can find it. This is very, very hard to find right now, as is pretty much all factory ammunition in 7.62 by 54R. But reloading is, I think, the best option. Right now, the best is probably reloading with the Sierra Match King 311s. Like I said, the Hornadays, I believe, are discontinued. I hope they come back. You also have the Lehigh. The Lehigh is interesting. I can put the specs on the screen for this one. So this one's got a really high ballistic coefficient, and I think this one would be a really good flyer, but I don't know if there's any real ballistic characteristics of a solid copper bullet versus a copper jacketed lead bullet. So that's a learning curve, maybe. So that's on the plan. So yeah, while you're out there with surplus the way it is, it's best just to try to find factory loaded ammunition. It's cleaner, it's better, you can reload it. All the good attributes for the same price, darn near, as surplus. It's kind of a no-brainer to me. So, all right, well, I hope this information is positive for you guys, and if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below, and I'll catch you on another video. Bye.